Monk, one of my personal favorite specs to actually watch. And then Kappa playing that Holy Paladin. Gates are about to open. Let's see how this goes.
The gates are open, so we're going to see. I'm expecting a lot of damage out of both of these teams straight out of the gates. Just that's the nature of these Cleave comps. They want to get in there, get their hands dirty, and it looks like SG White is going to be the ones to connect onto Evangeline, getting him low right out of the gates, and they managed to get that Strangulate off onto Joxy.
Yeah, Balance already using his Touch of Karma. It doesn't look like Evangeline is going to use that Blessing of Protection to remove it. Wants to save that as a defensive cooldown. Realizes they're probably not going to kill Balance in that situation. The double leg sweep coming out from Balance, so they want to get aggressive. And Viable and Evangeline caught up in that stun. Joxy is going to go ahead and use that bubble on the ground, I forget what it's called, to prevent some of that incoming damage, eventually taking quite a bit of damage. He does catch a huge shield by Joxy, that power word shield, I believe, did crit there. Evangeline actually deciding to go aggressive with that Avenging Wrath right now. Balance in full retreat at the moment. He doesn't really have any defensive cooldowns left. Saved by the Light does proc on him. Kappa's going to have to get some huge heals on him, using that Avenging Wrath as well as that Ore Master. He gets hodged on it. Now Balance is still in quite a bit of trouble. Uses that Nimble Brew to get out of that stun. He's trying to remain aggressive, but I don't know if he can for much longer. He has no defensive left. He's going to have to pull back in full retreat and run for his life.
Yeah, he is just trying to kite as best as he can right now, just trying to stay away from Evangeline. The Avenging Wrath has now fallen off for Evangeline, which is going to give Balance a little bit of breathing space to get back in here and start trying to put some damage out. The nice double leg sweep there on Joxy and Evangeline is going to force the power word, the pain suppression out onto Evangeline from Joxy there. So nice job getting that cooldown out from Joxy. It means that now Evangeline has really only his Divine Shield left as a major defensive cooldown. He'll have his Divine Protection available as well. But the big one that we're looking at this point is Divine Shield and those Blessing of Protections as well. So good job by SG White, just forcing out as many cooldowns as possible. But Balance still under a lot of pressure here. The double fear comes out. Kappa getting feared away. He does have his trinket available. He's choosing to hold on to it. Balance does have that Touch of Karma active. He's going to go ahead and use that. But now Kappa actually using his Divine Shield there.
Yeah, he's going to be able to throw out a lot of heals because he is immune to interrupts there. A Balance going to get topped off for the time being, using that Fist of Fear stun onto Evangeline, who is down to 20% HP. Joxy coming in with the saving graces, though, going to be doing a large amount of healing to him. But it looks like Evangeline's still dangerously low. The Soul Reaper is up. Joxy's going to have to dispel it. Evangeline can be in a lot of trouble right now. He does have Bubble as well as a Bop available. Avenging Wrath coming up for him in around 20 seconds. And that is really going to be their opportunity to sort of turn around the pressure. Balance once again having to run as Kappa is into that full trap. He is out of line of sight, gets the full stun onto him, Viable, sort of a defensive Fist of Fury because he doesn't want to die. Kappa actually getting feared up. He has to trinket that. So now SG White really has no more defensive cooldowns they can work with, and Evangeline has his Avenging Wrath coming up. So this is big, big trouble for SG White.
Yeah, SG White did manage to take a lot there. I mean, they had Evangeline dancing dangerously close time and time again to that 35% threshold, but this might be an opening for Jail to actually just open up onto Balance. Like you said, not too many things in the pockets of SG White to keep him alive here. The only thing that Kappa does have to work with is that Wings, but the double fear is going to come out. Kappa still caught into that, and that's going to be enough to take him down, and that's going to be the first game for Jail.
Yeah, I kind of felt bad for Balance in that one. Like, he was just having to rotate through every single one of his cooldowns, even using Zen Meditation towards the end there, just trying to do absolutely everything that he could to stay alive. But there was just so much cooldown. So I think this makes a lot of sense. They say, okay, well, let's try this with the Warlock instead and see if things go any different for us. And also on this map, the Warlock with his portal available, with the demonic gateways, able to bounce back and forth between like the stairs and the boxes a little bit easier. There's a lot of reasons that I think this strategy change makes a whole lot of sense here.
Yeah, not only that, but Zev's in sort of a surprise fashion is going to be using that Imp. So he's going to be playing the Imp Dispel. He's going to be able to remove Kappa out of the Hodges, out of the traps, out of the fear. He's going to get a lot of value out of that Magic Dispel. Jeff and Zev's, of course, going to be able to do a lot of damage. But I don't think it's going to be that difficult for Joxy to heal through this damage. He has the support of the Retribution Paladin. He just needs to make sure he doesn't fall behind, doesn't run out of mana. And I think he should be able to deal with the spread pressure, especially with no spell lock coming out from Zev's.
Joxy looked really strong too in the last match. He was able to deal with quite a bit, and he was very greedy. But look at how low Zev's is getting already.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense for them to focus on Zevs as their kill target. He is going to go ahead and use his first Dark Soul and start trying to pump out some of that reverse pressure. And you can already see, like, there is already a full row of dots on all 3 members of Jail. Of course, having Jeff on the team as well means that there's going to be those diseases as well to deal with. So Jail is really going to have to work hard to deal with that constant spread pressure. And like we were saying in the last match, Discipline oftentimes has a really, really hard time dealing with that spread pressure. So it's going to be very, very difficult for them. They're going to need to be going as aggressive as possible onto Zevs over and over and over again to be able to eventually get a kill before they just inevitably run out of steam.
Yeah, and one thing to note about Zev's spec is he's playing Sacrifice, so he doesn't have that Soul Link. He's going to be taking, although he has 20% more health, he's going to be taking 20% more damage, so it's going to be harder for Kappa to actually top him off, which I think makes him even a better target than he would traditionally be. Evangeline taking a little bit of damage. Everyone from Jail is taking a little bit of damage right now. The full Hodge going out onto Joxy. It immediately gets sacked by Evangeline. Joxy actually having a really hard time healing through this spread pressure right now. Eating my words a little bit right now. Evangeline actually using his Avenging Wrath. He wants to get aggressive. Zev's taking quite a bit of damage. Saved by the Light is proc on him. Kappa has to use his bubble as a response, and Kappa actually has no more defensive cooldowns, but Evangeline dipping dangerously low, down to 10% HP. Very back and forth right now. Joxy, all he has left is Trinket. He does have Paint Suppression as well. Evangeline does have Bubble. He does have his Bop, so I think Jail's sitting in a very good position right now. Zev's down to 10% HP. I think this might be it. Kappa is in the full trap right now. Zev's is going to go down. Wasn't able to dispel Kappa out of that trap. And Jail, pretty much from start to finish, just had so much pressure, so much momentum. They always had defensive cooldowns they could rely on if SG White got too much pressure. And I don't know if this comp swap is going to work out for SG White.
Yeah, the one thing that they definitely do have going for them, though, Josh, you touched on it. It's going to be hard for the Disc Priest to deal with that spread pressure, and we saw some of those difficulties. But still, Joxy kept a very cool head, and he managed to keep that paint.
Let's take a look here. He is running Soul Link, and this time he is running Grimoire of Supremacy. So he's going to have the big strong demon instead of the Sacrifice. So he will have that Soul Link active the entire time, reducing the damage he takes instead of that increased health that he had in the previous one, which, like we said, doesn't actually really mean much if you never get topped off. The increased health doesn't.
Yeah, it looks like instead of the Imp, is going to be running that spell. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. I do like them staying with this comp, though, especially in a situation where they need to win 3 times in a row. I think staying with this is the smart play, but we're going to see Jail open up onto them right away, getting Kappa caught in a little bit of a CC chain.
Yeah, Evangeline actually pushing in first global using his Hodge as well as his wings in true Retribution Paladin style, pushing in onto Zevs, who's taking quite a bit of damage. Kappa in response using his Avenging Wrath. He's going to be able to top off Zevs, but for how long? Kappa getting put into that full Hodge. Zevs does not have that Imp Dispel, so he could be in a little bit of trouble right now. I believe he still has Save of the Light, does proc right then and there. Zevs using that Dark Soul, he wants to get aggressive. Unfortunately for him, everyone on Jail is at 100% HP right now.
Yeah, he's doing his best to try to get that spread pressure going, but he did have to use his Dark Regeneration there as well. So this is not good news for SG White right now. Kappa now caught into that full trap. He's going to go ahead and hold onto his Trinket, and we'll see if he ends up regretting that because Zevs is just still taking tons and tons of damage. Kappa able to get a couple of quick heals out on him, and with that Flash of Light should be able to start stabilizing him. Nice knockback from Inviolable. Actually kind of interrupted Kappa there on one of his heals, which means that even more damage going out onto Zevs. And now with that Fist of Justice, Zevs is trying to reply to this with his Dark Soul, just trying to put counter pressure out, but there, finally, they managed to force out the bubble from Kappa, but it's way too late. And SG White just kind of gives that one up. Jail's going to take this 3-0.
Yeah, a quick game is going to secure their spot in the regional finals. And yeah, you got to feel pretty good for Jail. I mean, they've been fighting it out in every single qualifying cup, and every time getting very close. So they finally do manage to pull it off.
Yeah, they've obviously previously known as